Good morning, guys. It's Wednesday morning, 5 days till Christmas, and we're looking at a green Christmas up here in the Great White North. We have no snow and nothing in the forecast, so that hasn't happened since 2006, I believe. I remember it because back then I was working for an insurance restoration company, and we always got a house fire around Christmas, a couple days before, a couple days after. But every year there was always a house fire at Christmas time, and we got one that year in '06, and it was Christmas Eve. And I remember it because it was like really mild. It was like +10 or something, and pouring rain. And we were there, we had to secure the building, board up the windows and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I remember that one. But that's the only time that I remember having a green Christmas. We came close a few years, but usually it snowed either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So a little bit different. Like I say, there's nothing in the forecast, so we're looking at it. My dog is freaking out about something. Anyway, today's video I'm going to be continuing on with some wiring, get started on the gauges, and I really got to get a handle on a bunch of the buffing. There's sections of the roof and cowl and stuff like that. Get that dialed in and done so that I can get my windshield in and the hood on. So I also got to dig up the hinges for the hood and clean them up and paint them and all that kind of stuff. So there's all kinds of stuff to do, and might as well just get after it. Alright, so I think I mentioned this in the last video. The new gauges, even though they were $1,000 for a pair, they don't come with the little light bulb sockets. They just have plugs in the holes. There's 2 in this one, and this is the Speedo. There's 3 on this one. Now there's a little light down here at the bottom, which corresponds with this hole. So I believe that this is the high beam indicator, and then these are just backlighting. So there's 4 that are just lighting, and 1 that's going to tie into the dimmer switch. So $1,000, unbelievable. So anyway, fortunately for me, I cut the old dash out of the original cab and kept it. And there we go. So all the sockets are in here. Just got to pop them out, cut the wires, and these bulbs, I can't use them. Those are 6 volt. I need 12 volt bulbs. But I got those there, and I also have a couple extra gauges. So I've got 1 here, and I have 1 here. So see on these, the original one, the high beam indicator's at the top of the gauge. On the new ones, they're at the bottom. So I don't know if it's just a year difference thing or what. But anyway, I'm going to cut those all out and maybe run some wires for the gauges. But I've got to dig up some other stuff too. Speedometer cable and a couple other things. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so whenever you can, put a few soldered joints together on the bench, and rather than crawling around under the dash and stuff, it's a good idea. So 2 lights on one set for each gauge, 1 pair, and then just hook this wire up to the headlight switch, and that should light up the gauges. So these are soldered and shrink wrapped already. I'm going to do a little bit of tape work on them just to get them to go where I need them to. Anyway, that's done, and I only have 1 wire coming off for the high beam indicator, and that's got a longer wire on it because it's got to get down to the floor to where the dimmer switch is. So just got to solder this up and shrink wrap it and call it done. go. And just got a piece of red shrink wrap here. So you want to shrink it, not light it on fire. So that one's ready to go. So there, I can light up all my gauges. And I didn't have to do any contortionist yoga tricks under the dash. Alright, so I've already done the main flat part of the roof. I just have to do this rollover here. It was a little wonky and I wanted to get it a little bit nicer. I'm starting with 2,000. I've got 2,500 and 3,000 here. So I'm going to go real quick with the 2,000. I know a lot of you have seen me doing this already before, but the thing is, I can only show you what I'm doing, what I'm working on, right? Can't show you things I'm not working on. And unless I don't put out a video, I got to show you some of this stuff. And a lot of you haven't seen it, so. Like I said before, you can hear that. That's telling you that it's cutting through the clear and you're getting somewhere. Now I want to stay away from the right into the drip rail here because the buffer can't get in there. That area back there, I know I've already done it with 3,000. Okay. And you can tell when it dries, when it's all an even sort of dull look. Then you got it, and you can move up to your next grit. In my case is 2,500. Started buying my wet paper on Amazon. Way cheaper. At the body shop, body supply shop. This stuff's like $1 a sheet. Whereas you can pick up for 22 bucks a stack, all different grits, and it's probably enough to do, you know, half a vehicle, maybe a whole vehicle even. I ordered 2 packets last time, so 40 bucks, and I'm good for a while. Okay, so this is 3,000. like I say, at this point, you're just trying to take the scratches out, or 2500, sorry. Just trying to take the scratches out for the 2000. Yeah, it's looking better already. And every time you step down or step up a grit, like in this case from 2000 to 2500, even the flat dullness, it's going to have a nice glow to it. And it's going to get shinier and shinier as you go. And then when you put the buffer on it, it doesn't take long at all to bring the shine right up. Okay, so that's 2500. Next, 3000. So it's exactly the same thing as what I've just done, except with a different grit. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then I'll come back when it's time to buff that out. Alright, so I finished it up with 3000, wiped it down, looks pretty good. It's got a pretty nice shine to it already. Much better. Much better. Yeah, that's looking good. I was real careful not to touch the top edge of the drip rail, but for here I think I'm going to put some masking tape on this edge because it's a small narrow piece. That way you don't want the side of the buffing pad touching that, because you can burn through that paint real quick. But this is looking really good, and I'm just going to carry on, and we'll wrap this deal up. I'll show you what it looks like so far real quick. There you go. You know, like you say, you can always tell by reflection, right? So, like, look how clear those fluorescent tubes are. So we know we're on the right track, guaranteed, looking good. Like I said, I'm going to throw some tape on this edge here, and then we'll buff down this post, move over to the other side, and work our way across the cowl. Some of this I haven't even touched with sandpaper at all yet. So I want to get that done. Can't put the hood on until that's done. And really, I'd rather do it with the windshield out now than with it in there. You know, compound gets all over the black rubber, and then you got to clean everything off, and it's a pain in the ass. So it's easier to do it without it. And yeah, there we go. All right, so there you go. Yet again, more buffing. Anyway, as you can see behind me, the pillar came out pretty good. Just got to pull the tape off. Actually, I'll do that right now. There you go. Like I say, you don't want to slip with the buffer, hit that edge with the edge of the pad, and burn the paint right off the edge of that drip rail. That would suck. So for a second it takes to throw a piece of tape on it, it's well worth it. Just do it. You know, why make grief if you don't have to? That's what I always say. Yeah, bunch of new subscribers. Thank you very much. You know, if you like the content, please do subscribe. Tell your buddies. Help spread the word around. You know, like you say, still almost 60% of my viewers are non-subscribers. So you know, if you like what you see, please subscribe. You know, costs nothing. It's free, and you'll be helping me out, and help me get motivated to put more content out. So there you go. Like I say, we're only a few days away from Christmas. I'm gonna have a little Christmas video come out, probably Saturday or maybe Christmas Eve. I'm gonna kind of repeat what I did last year, because a lot of people didn't see it, and it's just a little shorty. It's a little Christmas story, and yeah, I kept it on file so I could just replay that and do a little narration in front of it and consider it done. So yeah, I still got, you know, tons more buffing to do on this thing. I'm going to try and do most of it off camera, but you know, when I am filming, you'll probably see a lot more of it. I'm going to do a little bit of wiring every day on this thing, and I'll do some clips, and if you know, videos might be half wiring and half buffing and what have you. So you know, it'd be nice to get the gauges in. It'll kind of really pop on the dash, make the dash pop. And I should be getting a parts order probably right after the new year. Things are impossible to order right now. I wouldn't even think about it. So, and I don't need a lot of little things, but pieces that I do have, I can put on the truck. And yeah, we'll just carry on, man. That's all. And you know, if you're not doing anything else, get on the garage and build something. Later, guys.